Have you ever felt, deep in your bones, that the world is being prepared for something? That the frantic noise, the rising tide of conformity, the pressure to accept what your spirit rejects, is all leading to a single, inevitable moment of choice? What if I told you that the blueprint for that final global confrontation was mapped out 2,000 years ago? Not in cryptic codes meant to confuse, but in plain teachings meant to arm the faithful? What if the ultimate identity of those who will stand against the coming beast, the system, the mark, the absolute authority, was already described by Jesus Christ himself, hidden not in the pages of Revelation, but woven into the very fabric of his most profound sermons? Stay with me, because over the next hours, we are going on a journey to uncover a portrait so precise, so shockingly relevant to our digital age, that it will feel as if he was speaking directly to us in this very moment. You are about to gain a key, a lens through which the chaos of our time snaps into chilling focus. You will see the hidden markers of the resistors, the future refusers, etched in the words of the Messiah. This isn't just prophecy. This is a field manual for the soul in the final age. And by the end, you may just recognize yourself in the description. Let's begin where all things begin, with a choice. The Sermon on the Mount. It sounds gentle, a list of blessings. But to the initiated, to those with ears to hear, it is a declaration of war against the kingdom of this world. Blessed are the poor in spirit, the very first clue. The beast system will demand a spirit of pride, of self-sufficiency, of arrogant transhumanism, a belief that we are the architects of our own salvation, that technology can perfect the human soul. But Jesus points to the poor in spirit, those who know their spiritual bankruptcy, their utter need for something beyond the material realm the beast controls. These are the ones who will instinctively recoil from a salvation offered by a chip, an implant, a digital identity. Their poverty is their shield. Blessed are those who mourn. In a world demanding celebration of its progress, its moral revolutions, its descent into Babylon, the resistors will be the mourners. They will look upon the glittering metropolis of the New World Order and weep for what has been lost, for the desecration of the sacred, for the souls being swept away. Their tears are a silent protest, a watermark of allegiance to a different kingdom. And blessed are the meek. The beast's power is raw, coercive, dominating. It will demand obedience through fear, through economic strangulation. But the meek? Their strength is of a different substance. It is the strength of the unyielding reed that bends but does not break, the quiet resolve that cannot be bought because it desires nothing the beast has to sell. They will inherit not a plot of land, but their own souls, the one thing the beast can never truly take. But the next part will surprise you even more, because Jesus didn't stop at attitudes. He moved to the very anatomy of resistance. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. Consider the mechanism of the beast. It will promise a false righteousness, a sanitized, equitable, peaceful world, but at the cost of conscience. It will offer a full belly and a slaked thirst, but with synthetic food and poisoned water for the soul. The ones who say no are those whose hunger cannot be satisfied by its lies, whose thirst is for a living water its pipelines can never carry. This hunger is a divine discontent, a gnawing emptiness that no universal basic income or social credit score can fill. It is a spiritual GPS, forever pointing to a true north the beast systems have tried to erase from the maps. And then, blessed are the merciful. In a system of perfect justice, of algorithmic judgment, of instant cancellation for wrongthink, mercy is a glitch. It is a flaw. The beast operates on absolute, unforgiving logic. But the resistors? They will be the ones showing irrational kindness, harboring the fugitive, sharing their meager rations with the outcast. Their mercy is a crack in the system's facade, proof that a different older law still operates in human hearts. It makes them unpredictable, inefficient, and therefore dangerous. What comes next may change how you see the very sky forever, because Jesus then unveils the ultimate core, the unassailable fortress of the refuser. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Purity of heart here is singleness, integrity. A heart not divided, not dual-tracked. The beast will demand a divided heart public allegiance to its image, while privately you can believe whatever you wish. It will ask for the worship of the image, the participation in the system, while telling you it doesn't touch your personal faith. But the pure in heart cannot do this. Their inner and outer reality must align. They cannot bow while praying to God. This purity grants them vision. They will see God where others see only power, progress, or necessity. They will see the demonic behind the digital, the spiritual war behind the economic collapse. And because they see him, they cannot unsee the abomination. Their no is not political. It is optical. It is the simple, devastating act of seeing the truth and refusing to call it anything else. And finally, the inevitable, costly result. Blessed are the peacemakers, but not the peacekeepers of the new order, not the enforcers of the global pax. These are the ones who make peace with God first, and are therefore at war with the world's false peace. And because of this, blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake. The portrait is now complete. The ones who say no are marked not by a physical sign, but by these Beatitudes. They will be poor in spirit, mourners, meek, hungry, merciful, pure, peacemakers, and therefore persecuted. Their refusal is not an active rebellion of swords, but a passive resistance of being. Their very nature, shaped by these words, makes them incompatible with the beast's ecosystem. They are like a body rejecting an organ transplant. The system will identify them, not by a missing mark on their hand, but by the presence of these traits in their digital footprint, their refusal to celebrate mandated days, their consumption of unapproved ancient texts, their offline acts of mercy, their low social cohesion, scores. Jesus didn't just describe their character. He outlined their fate. They are the blessed hunted ones. But the next revelation uncovers a secret very few people know, a thread that connects this portrait to the most terrifying visions of Daniel and John. Jesus spoke of two gates, a wide gate and a narrow gate. The wide gate leads to destruction, and many find it. The beast's system will be the ultimate wide gate. It will be easy, logical, seamless. It will solve problems. It will offer security. Sign up, log in, opt in. The path of least resistance. The narrow gate, the hard path, that is the path of the refuser. The one that leads to life, but few find it. Few, not armies, not masses, a remnant. Scattered, isolated, but connected by the Spirit. And how does one find this gate? Jesus said, "Beware of false prophets, who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves." The beast will have its prophets, charismatic leaders, techno-utopian gurus, even religious figures who will bless the new system, who will find scripture to justify the mark. They will wear the clothing of peace, unity, and even faith. The resistors will be distinguished by their discernment. They will have the wisdom, born of those Beatitudes, to see the teeth beneath the wool. They will hear not the soothing words, but the hunger behind them. Their no is also a yes to a terrifying, beautiful clarity. We must now journey into the parables, for here the mystery deepens into astonishing specificity. The parable of the sower. The seed is the word of the kingdom. Some falls on the path and is snatched away. These are the ones who never even consider, their hearts hardened by the world's noise. Some fall on rocky soil. They receive the word with joy, but in the time of testing, when pressure is applied, they fall away. The time of testing, the great tribulation, the beast's pressure. These are the ones who might intend to refuse. But when the cost becomes real, the loss of a job, access to a bank account, The safety of their family, their roots are too shallow. They say yes to survive. But the seed on good soil, these are the ones who hear the word, understand it, and bear fruit with patient endurance. Patient endurance. Hupomone in Greek. It is not a flash of courage, but a long grinding day after day refusal to comply. It is the fruit of a life cultivated by those very Beatitudes. They are the good soil. The beast cannot force anything to grow in them that is not of their true nature. Their no is a slow, growing, living thing. And what of the parable of the wheat and the tares? They grow together until the harvest. The beast system will seek to create a pure, uniform field. It will demand we root out the tares, the dissidents, the unvaxxed, the climate deniers, the biblical literalists. It will call for a pure, global community. But the Master says no. Let them grow together. The resistors are the wheat, living among the tares, often indistinguishable at a glance, suffering from the same droughts and storms. But at the harvest, the fruit reveals the true nature. The no is not about creating a separate physical colony now. It is about maintaining a spiritual DNA that will be revealed at the end. This is why they can be hidden in plain sight, why your neighbor, the quiet one who helps others but avoids the new digital festivals, might be one of them. We could speak for hours on the parable of the sheep and the goats alone, for here the final judgment is not based on a mark accepted or refused, but on the unconscious, merciful acts of the sheep. I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me. The sheep, the blessed ones, are astonished. When did we see you? Their resistance was not a doctrinal stance they posted about, but a life lived in merciful, impractical, face-to-face kindness. In a world locked down, monitored, and mediated through screens, where touching the sick or visiting the imprisoned is forbidden or viewed with suspicion, these acts become revolutionary. The beast system is abstract, global, impersonal. The sheep operate in the personal, the local, the sacrificial. Their no to the system is an unconscious byproduct of their yes to the flesh and blood person in front of them. They are the ultimate subversives, defeating the algorithm with a cup of cold water. And this brings us to the very heart of the mystery, a saying of Jesus so profound it echoes in the silent chambers of every human conscience. He said, "Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and unto God what is God's." The beast will claim to be Caesar, the ultimate Caesar, demanding what is his: your economic participation, your civic obedience, your bodily autonomy for the greater good. It will present its claim as just, legal, and total. But the resistor, shaped by the Beatitudes, hears the second half of the command with deafening clarity. What belongs to God? Your spirit, your worship, your mind, your heart. Your very body is a temple. The moment Caesar's demand encroaches on that territory, and the mark of the beast is precisely that, a claim of ownership on the very seat of human identity and commerce. The no becomes automatic. It is not a rebellion against Caesar, but a fidelity to God. It is the ultimate divorce of two kingdoms that the beast seeks to permanently marry. Now, imagine this portrait coming to life in our world. The pressure is not with fire and swords, but with smooth interfaces and social credit scores. The mark is not necessarily a visible scar, but a mandatory digital ID without which you cannot buy or sell, tied to your biometrics, your health data, your carbon footprint, and your subscription to approved beliefs. A false prophet is not a monster, but a beloved, trusted influencer or spiritual leader explaining why this is the next step in human evolution, even calling it godly. And in that world, the people who say no are not the powerful, the politicians, or the warriors. They are the poor in spirit, the mourners, the meek, the hungry, the merciful, the pure, the peacemakers. They are the merciful sheep. They will be the ones helping neighbors off the grid, preserving forbidden texts on flash drives, worshiping in homes, trading basics outside the system, and looking into the eyes of those in despair and offering a silent prayer of solidarity. They are not perfect. They are scared, but their hearts have been calibrated to a different frequency, and the beast's broadcast is just static to them. Their refusal is, in the end, an act of profound recognition. They simply recognize the voice of the stranger, and they will not follow. But this is only the beginning. This portrait is the key, but the key turns in a lock with countless chambers. We have yet to delve into the cosmic symbolism of the stars these very people will look to for hope, or the ancient myths that foreshadowed this very conflict, or the scientific underpinnings of the very control grid being built around us. A grid of frequencies, surveillance, and psychological manipulation designed to make the wide gate irresistible. The next layer of this mystery reveals how the architecture of our reality itself is being tuned to filter out the very Beatitudes Jesus described. And as you ponder this, as you feel the weight and the wonder of this hidden portrait, I ask you to do something profound, something merciful. If this revelation has stirred you, if it has given you hope or clarity, then extend that mercy to others. The algorithms that govern this very platform are not neutral. They can vary a message or amplify it. By simply clicking like, you signal that this message matters. By subscribing, you build a channel of light in the digital darkness. And by commenting with a short prayer, just a sentence for the weary, for the blind, for those facing the coming choice, you create a tapestry of faith that the algorithm cannot ignore. You become a sower yourself, casting seed. Your simple act of kindness here can spread God's word to the very edges of the digital empire, to someone right now who is hungry for righteousness, who is mourning, who feels poor in spirit and needs to know they are not alone, that they are in fact blessed. Be the merciful sheep. Let your engagement be your first, small no to the silence and your yes to the fellowship of the resistors. For the journey is long and the night is coming, but the narrow gate is still there, waiting to be found. And as we look to the horizon, knowing the storm is gathering, we must ask, how does one cultivate this heart, this beatitude nature, in a world designed to strip it away? The secrets are ancient, and they involve disciplines almost forgotten, ways of seeing that turn the beast's greatest weapons into tools of spiritual awakening. The next revelation lies in understanding the weaponization of time itself, and how the resistors will step out of its frantic flow into a kind of eternal present where the beast's deadlines hold no power. But that is a mystery for the next chapter. So here we stand at the end of this revelation, and yet at the very beginning of understanding. Look back with me now over the landscape we have traveled. We began with a question that echoes in the silent chambers of this age. Who are the ones who will say no? And we found the answer not in a distant, cryptic future, but in the timeless words of the Messiah himself. We saw that the ultimate resistor, the one who stands against the beast, the system, the mark, and the spirit of this world, is not defined by a political stance or a physical trait. They are sculpted by the Beatitudes. They are the poor in spirit, knowing their need for God so deeply that no technological substitute will ever satisfy. They are the mourners weeping over a world celebrating its own descent, their tears a holy protest. They are the meek possessing a quiet strength that cannot be coerced, because they desire nothing the beast owns. They are the hungry and thirsty for righteousness, their souls aching for a truth the systems of lies cannot counterfeit. They are the merciful, introducing the chaos of grace into a world of cold, algorithmic judgment. They are the pure in heart, incapable of the divided allegiance the beast demands, their yes to God making their no to the abomination automatic. They are the peacemakers, forging the peace of Christ in a world enforcing a false, oppressive peace. And because of all this, they are the persecuted, their very nature marking them for rejection by a world that finds them obsolete, dangerous, or insane. We saw this portrait lived out in the parables, in the good soil that bears fruit with patient endurance, in the wheat growing among the tares, in the sheep whose entire eternity is decided by simple, face-to-face acts of mercy. We understood the final choice as the ultimate rendering, giving the digital Caesar his due until he demands what belongs only to God, our worship, our conscience, our very identity. And then, the refusal is not rebellion, but fidelity. This is the hidden army, not of soldiers, but of saints, not of warriors with swords, but of worshipers with wounds. They are the blessed ones. And you have now seen the portrait. You have been given the lens, which is why what you do next is not a casual action. It is a spiritual step. The enemy's strategy is isolation to make you feel you are the only one who sees, the only one who feels this stirring. But we are called to be a body, a family, a remnant in communion. So I am calling you now with a sense of holy urgency to break that isolation right here, right now. Look into the comment section below. See it not as a social space, but as a sacred ground, a digital altar. I am asking you to do one of three things. Write your personal confession. I am poor in spirit. I am a mourner. I choose meekness. I hunger. Let it stand as your testimony. Share a short, powerful prayer. A prayer for strength, for discernment, for the weary, for those who will face the choice unprepared. Let this scroll become a book of Psalms for the end times. Testify. What has God done in your life? What has He shown you? Your story is the proof that the Beatitudes are alive and active. But do not stop there. The mission is to spread this light. I am challenging you with a fire in my spirit to share this video with at least 10 people, more if you can. Send it to the one who is fearful, to the one who is searching, to the one who thinks they are alone. Do not underestimate this. When you click share, you are not just passing along content. You are handing a key to a prisoner. You are casting seed on soil you cannot see. You are whispering the description of the resistors to someone who might be one, but doesn't know it yet. You are extending the blessing of this revelation, becoming a merciful sheep to a scattered flock. You are helping God's teaching travel on digital roads, reaching souls in cities, in villages, in places where this truth is desperately needed. The clock is ticking. The waves are rising, but we are not without a compass. We have the portrait. We know the heart of the one who will say no. And now we must find each other, strengthen each other, and prepare. So let it begin here, in the comments, in the sharing, in the quiet commitment to be, by God's grace, exactly what Jesus described. The world is preparing its mark. Let us prepare our hearts. Go now, confess, pray, testify, share. The next move is yours. And remember, you are not just watching a video. You are receiving a commission.